Hi, everyone. Tim Gaymeyer, Superintendent of Schools here. Joining me today is Mr. Scott Shaner, Director of Technology. First off, Mr. Shaner, thank you for joining us.
Oh,
You're not
anytime.
feeling so great today, but
Well, it happens.
taking the time to share some information
Thanks
with
for
folks.
braving sitting next to me while sick, you know.
I'm getting. Mine was last week, so I'm hoping I'm over and you're not going to switch anything my
That's all
way.
good.
But can you give us an overview of what instructional technologies we actually have in the school to assist in the classrooms and what have you?
Yeah, sure. So
I know we do this each year, but sometimes it changes.
Oh,
so.
it does change, and we have some updates in that regard too.
Yes.
So it's always good to go over. Instructional technology, though, we have our Elmos, we have our swivels, we have our Tango boards, and just a student teacher device as well as the laptop, MacBooks for the teachers, Chromebooks for the students.
Yeah.
But those are the biggies for sure.
Can we take each one of those and just give an overview?
Yeah.
For example, you said Elmos. I know at the elementary level, Elmos big.
Yep.
And we've
even more.
upgraded those, and
Yep.
we've upgraded those this year to make them even bigger and better. But the elementary teachers that have their Elmos, they want to
They
keep
love
those, and they use them a lot. They do a great job with those. Can you explain what those do?
Yeah, sure. So Elmos are pretty much just a document camera. What it allows teacher to do is just have the document camera at anywhere they choose, as long as you have power, and it will directly show it onto the Tango board wireless. That's one of the new features we added from Nordell and Donegal this year. But they, just anything you write on the sheet shows right up on the board for the students. And then the Tango board itself, since we're on that subject, it is a rather large displays that we have in the classrooms. But it is it's an interactive board as well, right? So they can dictate on it, they can surf the internet. There's a couple apps even on there they can work directly from the Tango board as well, along with wirelessly displaying their Chromebook or MacBook as well. They want
Students
on it as well.
going to come up and approach the
Yep.
interactive boards too and use those.
You can have several students go up there. I think there's up to 4 you can write simultaneously.
Yeah. And you mentioned swivels. I know swivels we really started to make a lot of use of during the pandemic, and we still have those, over 50 of those, across the district. But can you explain what those can do?
Yeah, swivels are, what it does is there's a camera that is centralized in the class, and the teacher will wear a pendant. And that, with that pendant on, the camera will track the teacher no matter where they are in the classroom. And it's mic as well. So anytime the teacher is talking, it goes to that camera. It will stream it either live or the teacher recorded as well. But it's a good technology for just sort of being live in class and recording your session.
Yeah. Like you said, it could have been live or recorded.
Yep.
I know now whether it's on Schoology or Google Classroom, some folks want to maybe take a lesson that they're going to teach and put it in an archive.
Right.
So that they can use that. So yeah, we have over 50 of those available, and folks can make use of those. I know last year we made a heavy investment in our planetarium, and that's our stationary planetarium. We had redone everything inside of there and had taken out the old apparatus and put in new. And this year we're hoping, well, we have it, and I know we sampled it last year at the elementaries with our mobile. So first, can we take it in two chunks? Can you explain what did we do in the actual planetarium here in the junior senior high school? And then secondly, what do we look to do with the mobile that we're taking in the elementary?
So we took out, as you said, the big apparatus that was there. It was a very large mechanical piece there, and reduce it down to a podium and basically just really a projector with a computer built in. It allows for a greater resolution and allows for much more though too. With the old apparatus, it just showed essentially just light stars that just good for just constellation. But with the newer device, you can go out to Mars, you can go out to Pluto, you can go out to Europa and visit those moons and planets, and even their surfaces. You can almost go down and see it. It's a really really cool device. But as far as the mobility piece, because it is a projector and only really, it's about the size of a box, you can now take it, or it gives us the ability to take the elementaries without having to bus them to our planetarium, which is huge. So we'll take the elementaries, we'll blow up an inflatable dome, put it right in the center, and have a class of 25, 30 kids come in, and we, like you mentioned, we tried at Ramsey last year, and they had a blast I was there for a couple classes, and it was fun to watch.
Yeah, it's nice because to not only having it here, now you have it to be mobile.
Yeah.
I was able to get in. The first time we blew up the inflatable dome, and it's really neat. And then yeah, plenty of students, probably up to 30, can sit around there comfortably, to
Yep.
watch anything happening with that. Now this year we actually moved to a new technology, and I don't know if it's out of the box yet, but I saw it come in on the delivery, and that's the what do we call that? The
Anatomage table.
anatomage
Yep.
table. And if I can give a little bit of background behind it, I know Mr. Gambita at senior high school has really, for 3 or 4 years, been talking to us about a synthetic cadaver. He wanted to have a synthetic cadaver. He'd seen it at Penn State Fayette, and really wanted to make use of it to really improve our anatomy classes and what have you, and just take everything to the next level. It was cost prohibitive, but we recently now found a math and science grant that we've had success with our Tango boards. And that math and science grant enabled us to get the anatomage table. Now it's upwards of $75,000 plus.
Right.
But this grant was specific to that, and it was funded. But can you explain a little bit about what that is, technology to help our
Yeah.
students?
So with the grant, we were able to fully purchase it, which was great. Nothing out of our funding. But that table, it allows students to explore, I think, a set of 3 or 4 different cadavers, and you can go in down to the blood vessels to see what's going on with
Yep.
that. But it allows you to explore and piece out any part of the body, and just explore anatomy. That's what it's for, right? So.
About the size of this desk.
Yep,
I mean,
about-
we're talking about a 6 foot
It
long.
it is the size of a human, honestly. It's true to its word. So, but yeah, there's few modules on there for like science and all that, but its main thing is anatomy, right? So, but you can even go down to do surgery on an arm, or it's like bring out the knife, cut it open, and do what you need to do. It's crazy.
And I mean, there's so many health careers that are tied in
yeah.
that really we can train our students in advance.
Yep.
To know whether they want to go down that field or not. If they want to be a physician's assistant, or they want to be a PA, or they want to do something in athletic training,
Yep.
whatever it could, physical therapy. So this really will provide them a step up and really get prepared. So great. And from Scott's office, Scott does a lot, and his team of Tim Prutz and Roger Eulery, a great team that's been working together for several years. They really help with all of our surveillance. We don't have quite 200, but we're getting in the neighborhood of that 200 cameras district-wide, with a tremendous system that can go back in time, and it can do facial recognition. I mean, a lot that we can do with that. Whether it's our alarm systems or whatever, that runs through the technology department. But as we are going into the next school year, what anything else that the parents might be able to expect into the
Nothing too new software-wise. We do encourage you though to visit the Home Access Center, which is where your grades are, where you keep track of attendance, Schoology, and Google Classroom for that matter too for the kids. Schoology is through grade 4 through 12, so you'll be able to view assignments that are and grades within there too. Also visit though Securely for Home as well. We have some information on our website on that, and also in the departments in an information technology tab on our website. Securely allows you at home. It does a lot of things to start with, but Securely at Home specifically allows you to monitor your kids' internet history with using the Chromebook. It also allows you controls while at home, and those controls at home could be setting time limit. I don't want you to visit YouTube, but again, just control while at home for you as a parent with the district.
And the Securely assists us while in school.
It does a lot.
If there's a word that comes along that we know doesn't fit into what a student should be researching, it can send us an alert, and we're able to talk to that child and see what's happening. Whether that's something that can be of assistance, with a self-harm, or it's something of a threatening nature, we're able to assist and use the resources that we have.
And even for our teachers as well. So with that is Securely Classroom, which allows teachers to use the Chromebook live while locking down their web browsers, pushing out specific websites they're supposed to be at, and really just keep tabs doing.
Absolutely. Now, and we continue to replenish our Chromebook. We have a cycle. This year we're replenishing some, if I'm not mistaken.
We are, yeah. So from Norvelt, Donegal, and the full fleet at Junior Senior. We're going from the Dell 3100s to 3110s. We were due to do this, but thankfully with the ESSER grant that the federal government was able to do this completely at no cost. So we replenished all those with new Dells, and that'll hopefully get us set for another 5 years.
And some of the K to 3, I believe the K to 3 that we're getting are touch
They are
screen,
touch
correct? Yeah,
Yep, K to 3.
which can be a great assistance to the younger students. And one last thing, Mr. Shaner, before we end the conversation, can you talk a little bit about your vision? All I mean by that is that we're always looking to try to stay ahead.
Yeah.
And you know, I know you yourself, there's a couple places that you visit each year to really see new evolving technologies to keep the district, you know, on the forefront.
Yeah, we've been pretty. I think honestly, we've been pretty good about keeping ahead of most new technologies that are upcoming, and you know, whether we need to restrict it, allow it, new devices, bring them in. We've been really good about that, especially during the pandemic laptops. I will still never agree. I'm just having those ready for the pandemic for the most part. We were in a very good place.
Yeah, we were
but
heading down that
we were-
road, and then
we
that
were
happened,
just-
and we
yep.
were ahead of it. Yeah.
Most districts, they didn't have laptops for the kids. We were very fortunate. But what my vision for this year, and really was something that we need to concentrate on as a whole, and we just need to get better at it. Just something in general, cybersecurity. Cybersecurity, just with all of the threats out there, we have been keeping tabs through resources through the federal government, state levels, and even local levels as well. Keep tabs on any threats that are out there. Sure that we're doing training for our staff, sometimes students. Just having tools out there that go out and view active threats. Keep up. We are in a pretty good place, I think, in that as well. But there's always room for that's going to be our goal.
Well, thank you, Mr. Shaner, and thank you to your crew, you know, with Tim and Roger for everything that you folks do. And for those of you that don't know, now you're able to replace a face with a name and get an overview. Well, there are a lot of different branches we can go down relative to our technology,
There's a
but it
lot.
does give you an overview of some things that we're dealing with currently in the classrooms across the district, and hopefully you found it to be helpful information. Thank you for joining us, and have a great day.
Thank you.